Hello friends, in previous lecture we studied a particular example of conservation of angular momentum. That's very important topic, that's why we reiterate again and again to have mastery of this one. We need some more examples regarding that one, and today I'm taking question based on the conservation of angular momentum, in which collision will occur between ball or particle and rod. We will take example and some concepts regarding particle rod collision, in which angular momentum will be conserved. We will take those types of examples. Firstly, I want to describe theory regarding that one by taking a particular example. Suppose a case in which first case is first, in which rod is not hinged. Rod is not hinged. There might be two cases of particle rod collision system. First case in which rod is not hinged. In second case we will talk about when rod is hinged. So that is not hinged. Suppose that is horizontal surface. That is in this way, but that's horizontal, not vertical. No one thing. That rod is put on horizontal surface, mass is m, length is l, this is uniform rod, this is center of mass lies at the mid of this rod, that is put on frictionless surface. I am telling again, this is uniform rod of mass m, capital M, length l, that is put on frictionless surface. Surface is frictionless, no one thing. It is not hinged. From the center at a small l distance from the center, a particle hits rod. A particle or ball, very small ball of mass small m, hits rod perpendicular to this length of the rod at 90 degree with initial velocity u. Direction is given to perpendicular to this rod, that is like particle. Initially this rod was in rest on this frictionless surface. I hope you understand the question. After hitting this rod, we have to find different quantities like angular velocity, like velocity of center of mass, and so many quantities. Before finding those quantity, what should we write for these questions? We want to know. First thing, we know about conservation of linear momentum. We are thinking that conservation of linear momentum will occur or not, or it will occur, then in which way will it occur? I am deleting this one to have some space for writing. So this is mass. This mass will apply, this particle will apply force on this rod, and rod will also apply force of same magnitude but opposite direction for same time. If force on a particular entity, means for particle or for rod is F, both will be equal and opposite, and they will be internal force. But okay, I am taking. So force on this small m. Suppose initial velocity is u, and after hitting, velocity of particle becomes a small v. Velocity of center of mass, VCM. Angular velocity has become omega, about center of mass. These are quantities after heating. So if internal force is F, we can write down कि change in linear momentum of the particle, for particle we can write down कि final velocity mv minus of mu equals to force applied by rod into very short time t. That's impulse. This impulse equals to change in linear momentum of the particle, and only for particle, not for rod. I am writing in this way, but I should write minus f. Minus f. If v and u are taken towards right, suppose, then f will be towards left and minus sign will occur. The first case. For rod, we can write impulse for rod. No. Final linear momentum is capital M, mass M of rod, VCM, equals to the same force Ft. This particle will apply same force on this rod, but towards right, and rod will apply towards left, so here minus sign occurred. M VCM will be Ft. From this second equation we can write down, we can put the value of Ft in first equation, and we can have from equation first and second, we can have mv minus of mu equals to minus Ft minus of mvcm, capital M VCM. We can rearrange this one. This is final velocity of particle. This is final velocity of rod. Initial velocity of rod was 0, suppose in this question, and this is initial velocity of particle. So for particle mass, particle rod system, final linear momentum mv, this is put here, plus m VCM, capital M VCM, equals to m. What's this one? Final linear momentum of the system equals to initial linear momentum. Initially there was momentum, linear momentum only in particle, not in rod, so it is written in this way. We can write down directly this one also, but I have written this equation because in some questions we need to describe impulse or force regarding. So if you are doing some questions of competitive exams like IIT, JEE and other this type of question, so anything can be asked, so you should know to write equation for that one, and origin of this one is this one. This equation can be written down with the help of this one. Otherwise, with conservation of angular linear momentum, we can write down directly also, but from this one we can write force in terms of this one. We can relate time with of impact in terms of this quantity. So I wrote not directly this one, but came from this two. Here there is only internal force, that's why linear momentum will be certainly conserved. There is no external force. Next we are talking about angular momentum of the system. For the same case, angular momentum, there is no external force, so torque will be 0. Force external on the system is 0, so torque external net is 0 and torque is 0. But individual torque will be there. Due to internal force, torque will be there. So what about final angular momentum of the particle? For particle, we can write mass of particle, final velocity of particle, L is length, MVL, L is perpendicular distance between velocity line and axis. So MVL, final angular momentum of the particle, minus initial angular momentum of the particle, equals to torque tau dt or t. This F will cause torque. I can write in this way also, FLT, teach time of impact. F is internal force. In the same way for rod, in this one I am not solving the question, I am giving theory, I am giving concept regarding this one, which on behalf of which we can write equations. So for rod we can write angular momentum of this rod. Final angular momentum is I omega. There will be also velocity, linear velocity of center of mass. But axis, we are taking axis at the center of mass. So this linear velocity of rod of center of mass will not cause any angular momentum about the axis passing through center of mass of the rod. So there is only angular momentum due to rotation of this rod, that is I omega, equals to, I can write here minus also, I omega FLT. That angular impulse will be equals to this one. Again, this equation is 3, this equation is 4. On behalf of 3 and 4, from equations 3 and 4, we can have MVL minus MUL equals to minus of FLT, but plus FLT is this one, that's equals to minus of I omega. But no, this is the final angular momentum of the particle, this is final angular momentum of the rod, this is initial angular momentum of the particle, and from this equation we can have MVL plus I omega should be equal to MUL. This equation gives conservation of angular momentum of the rod particle system. We can write down this equation by conservation of angular momentum directly, but again I have written in terms of torque and angular impulse, etc., to make your concept clear regarding these quantities also which are involved. So firstly we should think whether linear momentum is conserved or not. Since external force is 0 on the system, that's why linear momentum is conserved for this mass rod system. The angular momentum is also conserved because external torque is 0. And now we should think for another equation. What's that? We are taking in the question it might be given two cases. First, if collision is elastic, collision means collision between particle and rod is elastic, then we can write down one thing, kinetic energy of the system will be conserved. Initial kinetic energy will be half mu squared. Final kinetic energy will be half m is mass of the particle, small m. Velocity, final velocity of the particle is square, plus half capital M VCM square. That is the linear kinetic energy of the rod plus half I omega square. This is rotational kinetic energy of the rod with respect to axis passing through center of mass. This initial kinetic energy will be equal to these all three quantities. And if collision is elastic, we can write in this way. But if it is not elastic, it's not given to you. Suppose if collision is inelastic, that's its value is E, then we can write this E equals to velocity of second body means VCM plus small l omega. This is the final velocity of the rod at the point of collision in the direction of impact. So VCM plus LV, that is what V2, like final velocity of particle is V, initial velocity of particle is U, final velocity of the rod is 0. So we can write this E for this equation, and instead of this equation we can have in the case of inelastic collision. But you might be given that collision is completely inelastic. Next case, when collision is completely inelastic, we can have E0. After putting this E0, what will you get? E0 into E will be 0, and we can have VCM plus L omega must be equal to final velocity of the particle. For completely inelastic, you all know E becomes 0, so this will be 0, this into 0 will be 0, this numerator will be 0, and VCM plus L omega equals to B. So with the help of these given equations, we can write anything, we can find anything regarding particle mass system if that rod is not hinged. In next video we will take when rod is hinged. Thank you.